That's not what we're trying to do. We respect the guest and their comfort zone. That's why I asked you pre-hand about like, are you fine with this? Because I respect the guest and their comfort zone, and I find and I feel that more than the shock value of controversial headline bait, clickbait, is the conversation that we're having, and that's where I want to focus on. So I just wanted to make that clear, like it's not scripted by any means, like it's not scripted, but definitely I do like we do discuss a few things so that you're just comfortable with everything. Coming now to the point about this is about single mother, like being a single mother. Okay, I'm talking so much, but I just want to add one thing before you start talking on this. A couple episodes back, Theye came on, right? And we were discussing about intertribal marriage because she got married to Khasi, right? Yes. So and after the conversation and the podcast aired, the episode came out. We were just having this conversation, and she was telling me, like, I'm overwhelmed by the response that I've gotten from people who are mostly products of intertribal marriages, reaching out to her and connecting to her, and just the interaction that's been going. So we like I when I heard that, I was so happy that we were able to facilitate, even though it's a small platform, but some people felt that connection, and like I was so happy with that. Hence I had to say this, because when you're going to talk on this issue, I feel this is something that, of course, it's a sensitive thing to talk about, but I feel that there will be people that I hope they get to hear this and feel comfort or can connect with you on that level, right? So on that issue, on single mother, like you told us you got your divorce. When was this? Like 8 years or?
Yeah, 8.
Right?
8, I think now.
Yeah. So
8, gonna be 9.
I just want you to just whatever you're comfortable with talking about, but just tell us about how that whole process happened, and not about the divorce, but like post that, and like I'm sure, of course, of the stigma, because our society is such that we tend to talk a lot and judge a lot, but that whole stigma there, how did you face your trials and tribulations with the judging eyes, and also the joy? I'm sure your son played a huge role in helping you through that. So like I just want to hear your story about this.
I think when I look back, I was telling a friend the other day also, when I look back, I felt as though my faith played such an important part in how I got over all this. I felt as though, and therefore I have to bring this into the when I talk about how I felt as though God just came and covered me. I was very scared of the stigma, and that now it's happening more often. I'm in my cocoon, I my work and just my brides and all that, and then I hear about something that has happened like a couple of months back, 2 years back, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know it happened. Now it's more often. Unfortunately, it's happening more often now. But that time when it happened, it was quite a scandal, I think, and I was so scared. But then once it happened, I felt as though God shielded me. And so even though there was stigma, yes, I did experience, but it didn't affect me. And in a way, when I talk about, remember how I was saying about getting a new life?
Exactly, yes.
And so it was like a different person that was living, and a different person a person who died,
and a new person was born. Right.
A new person being born, and so this new person, the person who I am now, was not really affected. And this new person was a person who was also set free in a way from all the expectations and norms of society. Till that point of time, I was someone who was so driven to be perfect. And I wanted to be the perfect daughter, even though I failed in being the perfect daughter, the eldest daughter. I tried to be the perfect daughter. I tried to be the perfect student. That's why I studied hard, even though I hated maths and all those, even though I hated studies, I tried to be, for me, it was always first division, second division was like failure, that kind of thing, driven to be perfect. I tried to be the perfect Christian. I tried to be the perfect mother, the perfect wife. When the divorce happened, everything unraveled,
I'm sure.
But in a way, it set me free. It set me free. I had no, I did not have to cater to people's expectations about me or my own expectations upon myself anymore. I could really be who I am, who I was, who I should be. And so that set me free. And because I became that, even though I knew there was stigma. I knew that people were talking. I knew that people viewed at me, but it didn't affect me. I didn't care.
That's
so
nice.
that helped me so much. And so it was really God, my faith. And my faith makes me sound so holy, so spiritual. No, it was God's grace covering me and taking me through that.
Right.
And ever since then, I've been, covered by Him. Yeah. Felt really feeling that He has my back.
Right.
Yeah.
The way you said it makes it sound easier than I know it must have been. Because first of all, I just want to acknowledge you, because talking about this, I know it's you seem comfortable talking about it, but indeed, I still feel I know I shouldn't, but then that's how society is and the place we're living in, right? So I respect that you're able to talk about this, and I really feel it'll help anyone who's sort of in a similar situation, if not the exact kind of situation. But I really hope that this reaches out to them and all. How, like you said, I also have a son, and I know it's cliche to say, but they are world. They are our entire life. Everything.
Yes.
So I know I know. Yeah, I can say I know. The amount it must have meant to you, and how much of a role did that play? And talk to us a little bit about your son also. I'm sure he won't like it.
No, I can. Oh, I'm sure he'll like. I consider him like my soulmate. We're more like friends. Also because he's not with me, he's with his dad.
Right,
he's totally loved by his father, and they have a great relationship. So I have him, on certain days. Yeah. And so I'm the person who he can get away with everything. I indulge him.
Right,
Maybe I shouldn't, but I do indulge him.
Yeah.
So we are more like friends. And
how old is he, by the way, now?
He's 13.
13.
Going on 21.
Oh yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
He thinks he's a grown up. So but he's growing up. So, and yeah.
And how is I just want to know the role he played in you crossing this difficult phase of your life, because I know he's just a kid, but
one thing I knew was that I had to be strong. I had to be strong for him. I had to be strong for myself, and I don't know how. I wanted to be someone, and I still want to be someone that he can be proud of.
Right. I'm sure he's proud of you.
Yeah. So, and and I mean, all I can say is that he's everything to me.
Yeah, definitely. Never thought, I'd be saying before having Lucas, I never thought that I'd be saying thing like that. It's quite hard to explain until you become a parent yourself.
It changes your priorities. Like how your days made when they burp well, when they poop well. When it's then it's yay, they pooped. Right, yeah. When they're
little
sick,
things, right?
When they're sick, you're sick. It's as though you're sick with them.
I know.